In this video, I want to talk about the ethics of well-being in healthcare. And the first thing that I want to do is talk about crime. Crime, in my mind, is not a moral thing. And it can be, but it's not truly a legal thing. Crime is when we refuse to spend a few units of energy that could be leveraged into massive well-being that would ripple out and affect lots of people. And similarly, crime is when we spend a few units of energy to cause major harm to massive numbers of people. Crime is when we hate ourselves and others by refusing to do the things that make all the difference in a world of well-being. And when we do the things that cause so much harm. Never is this more so than in the area of PTSD, trauma, and child abuse. It's an area where a few hours of education with the parent can take decades of suffering from not only the child, but in that adult child, all of the people around that child. When we don't take that time, it is a crime. Because so little could lead to so much, and we're throwing that away despite what's obvious to our eyes and what is easily supported in the data. On this level, healthcare for profit is a crime. Because when you take someone who's sick, let's say someone who cannot afford health care and they've got tuberculosis or they have malaria, and we refuse to give them the help that they need, it goes viral. It was a crime for political gain, blame gays for AIDS rather than respond quickly and ethically, regardless of who had what insurance, to see that people got the care they need, the understanding. The research was done and it did not spread. In this context, whatever any of us can do to help someone with trauma, trauma is a state when it's arrested and not repaired, as it morphs into PTSD that becomes hell. It is hell for the people in it. It's hell when we refuse to respond with love, with kindness, with care, with empathy. It is hell. And when we don't do that, when we refuse to spend the few pennies to save and contribute hundreds of thousands of dollars over the course of a child or a person's lifetime, when we refuse to love in those moments, that can make all the difference in a world of trust, joy, beauty, and well-being. We really put a knife into humanity, into ourselves, into our own country and our own future. Because those terrors, those broken trusts, those nightmares spread. They spread empathically, they spread through violence, they spread intergenerationally. They're introduced and they multiply versus being healed and repaired. In this context, I think we need to give each other the gift of love and healing in this area where it's so painful. And it's one of the reasons that I want to make these videos. It's one of the reasons that I want to offer any of the resources that have been useful to me in terms of that I've put into my books, because the books that I write serve as three things. They help me learn and remember what I've learned, and they help me to contribute well-being to others, and they provide a possibility for connection, for a shared conversation in a meaningful way. So all of the resources that I am responsible for on this site are available free of charge. And it's also why I'm honored to serve, and why I invite and encourage gifts. Anything that we can do at this stage that can help humanity along in the research, in the data gathering, in the synthesis of disparate fields and sciences, and in the dissemination, in the passing along, is a wonderful gift. And I'm mostly involved in the dissemination, anything that I've learned, just putting it into these videos and over in some of my books over the years. So please receive that gift, and please consider giving to someone in trauma.